Yo, 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 we are Prom Night Rejects. We are back for podcast number 7, coming to you socially distanced, pre-recorded from our secure location in lovely Tamworth. It's a bit of a different one tonight, guys.
It is.
Bit of a different one. Dave, hit us with a disclaimer, motherfucker.
This evening, we'll be playing no fucking tracks at all from Spotify. I mean, like nothing. No tracks. So there'll be nothing. What else is going to say?
We're just going to be chatting shit.
Oh, that's right. This evening, you're just going to listen to the three of us chatting utter bollocks. Complete and total shite. Crack out the iron brew. Because it's about to get fucking silly.
I've got actual tears.
So far away from the microphone.
I love it.
Oh, freedom!
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, I love it. So what do we want? What the fuck do we want to talk about?
Yeah, so usually, guys, just to bring this, we spent a lot of time and effort in making these podcasts good and putting time into...
Hold on, they're good. Fuck.
Objectively.
You know, we put a lot of time into... Okay, we put a lot of time into actually... You know, structuring the thing and making it worthwhile.
So you can probably a lot of the time you can hear this
Yeah, it's like
rustling.
Where the fuck am I now?
It's like when you play a gig and you've got a set list and somebody goes through the the painstaking Word document process of printing. Johnny was our guy.
Johnny was our guy. Johnny did a good fucking. I like that. Johnny very much like you, Tom. He'd put like the logo at the top of the piece of paper and everything.
You got to you got to make it like if you're gonna do shit properly, do it properly.
Fuck yeah.
You know, turn up with all you
have fun.
Have fun with it. Yeah, exactly. So
today we're literally just going to be talking utter bollocks about whatever the fuck we want to
stories,
talk about.
Crazy stuff. Like, yeah,
it's whatever the hell we want. So
the hell we want.
What do you want to talk about then, Tom?
I don't know.
Good start. I got one right off the bat. Boom. In it. Drop it. Karaoke track. What's your karaoke track?
I'm shit scared of karaoke,
Yeah.
right? So,
But you can fucking sing.
Right,
What
here's the
shut the fuck up. You can both sing.
This is the strange thing, though, dude. Honestly, right? If you put me in front of a crowd of, I mean, what's the biggest crowd we've ever played in front of? Probably the Midlands Music Festival, a couple of thousand people, something like that.
Yeah.
You put me in front of that crowd, I will go off and I will sing and I will play, and that's absolutely fine. You put me in a room with 5 people and say, play them a song, I'll buckle. Because when it's intimate like that, and they can see, he's fucking at it again. When they can see what you're doing, you're right there in front of them. I remember playing a show, and this isn't related to any stories that I want to tell or anything like that, but me and Phil Eastope did an acoustic thing at Bonds once. It's just completely bombed. My voice just disappeared. Phil?
Bill?
My voice disappeared. My hands froze up, and I couldn't do it. Because literally, Laura was there. Laura will tell you it was fucking awful. And literally just stood like 3 or 4 feet in front of you. So karaoke is an absolute no-go. And I'm that bastard as well. I'll stand there watching people singing karaoke going, man, that idiot's really feeling himself, isn't it? Singing, but
he's so flat.
And through it. Oh, protection.
Okay, I think we can all agree, and Tom has not had the privilege of seeing this man sing this song at karaoke, and he pours his fucking heart and soul into it. Mr. Mark Rigby and Ronan Keating. Props to Riggers there.
That is Mark's song.
Oh yeah.
See, Mark used to have a different song before he started singing the Ronan Keating thing. He used to always sing Michael Bolton.
How can we be lovers?
Every single time. It's ridiculous.
But you're drunk as fuck. Someone's got you on karaoke. What are you picking? Come on, you've got to have a karaoke.
I'd pick a Take That song.
Ooh,
I fucking
good.
would.
Yeah.
I'd pick like, I don't know.
Shine.
Yeah.
You.
I like that you're going down like the boy band route. Sort of thing.
I think that's where I'd go. Just because you want something that, if you fuck up, you know everybody's going to sing with you.
Yeah.
So you're like, what's it called? Never Forget by Take That. You're like, never forget that.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't fucking do that, everybody else where you are is going to do it. So that would be my safety.
Okay, I got one of those.
Okay.
Okay. Napalm Death. Yeah, or municipal waste.
I like it.
Something like that.
I think mine, Backstreet Boys, Larger Than Life.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, that's a pick.
Hang on. I
Right.
thought you said that Super Bass was your
Super bass would be one, but if I'm like, you're in the mood, you want to be funny, you're getting up on karaoke, it's either Backstreet Boys Larger Than Life or you're hitting them with Eminem Without Me because, like you said, if you
love
lose
to hear
it-
you rap.
So we went, honestly, we we went on. I went on a holiday in a lodge with like a load of couples like Mark and Jess, me and Laura, and all that. And we actually did a fancy dress night with karaoke, and me and Jess actually did Without Me, Eminem. And it's like all the words, Dave, to Eminem Without Me. I'm pretty sure that came on at your wedding, and everybody on the dance floor just rapped it. And then we did the Fresh Prince dance.
Honestly, we did that, and then me and Dan were literally like a couple of feet from each other's face, just shouting the words to Macklemore and Ryan Lewis thrift up in each other's face.
Piss.
But shit, it was 99 cents. Yeah, honestly.
I remember you being obsessed with that song, Dave.
Honestly, that one and Downtown. Do you remember that one that they did
Yeah,
after that?
dude.
That was another one.
Yeah.
And,
But come on, then, Dave, karaoke track. You
Hang on,
can't
Chris,
pick Municipal
Chris Brown
Waste.
and Little Dicky.
Oh,
Dicky.
why is Dick Stan perched upon his balls like that?
Why am I yelling?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But
But come on, Dave. Carrot, you can't pick Municipal Waste or
honestly,
anything. You
it's
can't.
really, really difficult because I don't know. I'll probably pick something proper boy bandy or so like Tom would have done. To be honest, maybe not.
5.
5 if you're getting down, of course.
Yeah, but
Yes,
What about,
Tom.
what if we could decide on a collective 3-way karaoke track? If we were all smashed and we were like, yeah, you guys go up and do it, what would it be? What were the three of us fucking, like, if we were to come to an agreement right now, what would it be?
I'd probably say Hanson and Bop. I think us three would rock the shit out.
You know
of that.
what?
It's So
Me and
funny.
David be at the harmony.
I spent so much time trying to practice harmonies and things like that to that song. I fucking love that song. There was a point where basically I wanted Tom to just do an acoustic version of that song, just me and him doing it, because I saw. It's funny. I remember watching. They did like a 20-year anniversary thing where it was just the three of them sat with an acoustic guitar.
I've seen that.
The singer, and the younger brother who plays like the drums and stuff.
Yeah.
But they all sing obviously as well. Don't
Really
they?
good
So-
singers
and they're
as well.
ridiculous. And I got properly obsessed with that song for a little while. And Charlotte, I was like, "How good is this, Chaz? How good is this?" She was like, "Yeah, if you've been playing the same song for 20 years, you'd be pretty fucking good at it as well."
Play that one song. But no, seriously though, we should cover that.
That would be
fucking
funny.
awesome.
Yeah. So jumping back to podcast 6 and stuff, I didn't get to mention these guys only because they do something incredibly similar to what we do, but probably they've been doing it a little while longer, and I think they're just a little more upscale and stuff. But
I have no idea what you mean. We are the most upscale
yeah, definitely,
pop punk
yeah.
covers band around.
I think they're called Punk Rock Factory.
Okay, yeah, they probably are more.
they do the Disney covers and stuff.
They
like
do
that.
the Disney covers. They do covers of basically anything really, and they are absolutely insane. So if anybody gets a chance to go and watch any of their stuff on, especially their stuff on Instagram and whatever, because they'll pull in singers from pretty established bands. So I'm fairly certain they had
Jarrett. They had Jarrett from Bowling for Soup.
From Bowling for Soup.
You know
jump on
what?
track.
I've seen these guys now. You've just said that
Yeah.
because they
The
covered.
geezer, the big, they're a
Big beard.
They're a Welsh band. I'm sure they're from Wales, but they're absolutely ridiculous. And the funny thing is you got these guys, these 2 or 3 guys who look fairly punk rock, and then they've got the guitar player who plays like a Mark Holcomb signature PRS, which is like, if anybody knows who Mark Holcomb is, he's from Periphery. And he's playing like this super metal shredders guitar type of thing, but he's playing punk
Power
rock.
chords.
And it's just incredible. I love it. They've just done Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and they've also just done. They just seem to be churning loads.
What did they do with Jarrett? Because I'm sure, wasn't it like?
Was it Let It Go? I think it was
Let It Go. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a digression and a side note, but yeah, go and check
Fine.
those out.
It carries on us talking about shit.
So yeah, I don't really know. Then to be perfectly honest with you, Dan, I don't actually know what my track is. I like to think that it'd be something. Here we go. Here's one. Maybe Treasure by Bruno.
That's a good one.
Oh, good one. Yes.
So we've
I
done
like
that before, haven't we, Tom?
Yeah,
we've
did it.
We've done that before.
Yeah,
but
I like that one.
Treasure or Locked Out. Is it
Locked Out
Locked Out Heaven?
Yeah.
So I
like
love
that.
Bruno. Absolutely love Bruno.
Cool.
Good
I like
choices.
it. Well, while spitting these out, then I'm gonna spit another one out there, right on your ass.
Oh shit! That got dirty.
Oh my God.
The greatest '90s Saturday morning cartoon.
Saturday morning.
Come on,
cartoons,
you as a kid, what was your Saturday morning cartoons? Are you getting from school? What was
On
your
a Saturday
favourite?
morning?
On a Saturday morning.
Or
What
a
the
Saturday
fuck?
morning?
Okay.
Or when you're getting from school?
Getting
like,
from school
Okay.
straight away. Came home 3:00. Pokemon.
Was it really?
Without fail, 3 or
okay.
3:30. I'm sure it was without fail. Pokemon, and then
You know what? Ed, and Eddie.
oh, there you go.
yeah, Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid
I was
choices.
a Dexter.
No,
yeah.
did it not?
Yeah. Do you remember, like, how fucked up were, like, cartoons for us back in the day? Do you remember Cow and Chicken?
Yeah, weird.
And the devil
dog.
with his ass out, and the
Yeah, yeah.
parents that had no top half.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
weird.
strange.
Cow and Chicken.
Cat dog.
Cat dog?
Cat dog. All these weird. Like what was
No
that?
anus.
Courage the
No
Cowardly
anus.
Dog.
What?
Courage the Cowardly
Yeah,
Dog.
yeah,
Courage
yeah.
the Cowardly
That was
Dog.
another weird one.
Do you know what? One scene from a kids' TV show back in the day that always sticks in my head: Ren and Stimpy.
Oh,
When
it
he
was
loses
weird.
his teeth and he's just got the nerve endings through his gums and they pull him out with pliers, like slow-mo.
What is that?
Oh my God, go on YouTube. That
This
scene,
is why-
it makes my mouth go...
And call me like I don't even know what you call me. Somebody's going to make a comment on parenting, but this is why I can't allow Oscar to watch SpongeBob, because it's all of that kind of weird animation and things like that. There's a scene in one of the SpongeBob movies where basically him and Patrick become like completely dehydrated, and you can.
And it's quite grotesque
It's
looking.
quite grotesque
Yeah,
looking.
yeah.
It's like all of that animation from stuff like Ren and Stimpy and
No, I get that.
that kind of stuff. It's just like, no, why not just let the kid watch Salad Fingers?
Yeah.
Rusty spoon.
Not right.
No.
Cue the jingle. Stevie J put me on salad fingers.
Jesus.
Stevie J put us onto a lot of like Burnt Face Man.
Up. Yeah. Burnt face, man.
Burnt Face Man, Salad Fingers, Man of Dog, or Dog of Man. That's another one. Don't ever watch any of these.
I don't
things,
even know
kids.
where it was from, but I always
Slender Man.
remember.
Oh, no. I showed Stevie J Slenderman, and I'm fairly certain he shit himself.
I love how you're going on about, like,
I've got a
parenting.
story in a sec, but carry on.
My obviously Taylor for Halloween dressed up as Slenderman because
Oh, yeah.
my 10-year-old son knows who Slenderman
And your daughter
is.
was Pennywise?
So you're on about parenting and stuff like that, and like completely flip the coin. For me, and it's not about desensitizing. My kids have always been quite logical about, like, okay, well, I know that's not real, so how do they do that? And I think Taylor was 7 or 8, like he's 10 now. I think he was 7 or 8, and obviously YouTube culture and all that. And he'd somehow found some like horror movie clips, and he was like, "Who's this Ghostface man?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm sitting there thinking, "Shit, he's on about Ghostface Killer from fucking Wu-Tang Clan." Yes, boy. What's he going on about? But he's going on about Scream. So he's like, "I want to watch Scream," and Laura's like, "You are not watching Scream." Well, when the wife is away, the boys will play. We literally come home from trick or treating one night, and we're sitting.
We do
there,
not condone this.
and we're sitting there, and I'm like, right, okay, I'll put Scream on. So I'll put number 1 on. It's the Drew Barrymore scene, running around the house and stuff like that. And obviously it ends with Drew Barrymore hanging from a tree and stuff like that. And he's cuddling my arm, and, you know, when she's getting chased in the house, I can feel him squeezing and get a little bit tired. So I stopped it at the end of that scene, and I was like, and he's like, well, it's not real, because like the director yells cut and they get her out the tree and it's all fake blood and stuff like that. So I know it's not real, it could never happen type of thing. And I'm like, it fucking could happen. Somebody could break into this fucking house. I weren't like that. So we sat there and we watched it. And he absolutely loved it. So then he's watched like Freddy Krueger and stuff like that. Like Rosie's 7, Taylor's 10. They're huge Rick and Morty fans. Rosie's favourite program and favourite monster from a program that she's got a teddy of that she sleeps with every night is Stranger Things, the Demigorgon. She thinks the Demigorgon is incredible because it looks like a flower. So like flip that, like you were let Ozzy watch SpongeBob SquarePants and my kids are watching Stranger Things and Rick and Morty. So, but it's just
It's the
different
culture that
parenting
they've
styles.
grown up with,
Yeah,
though,
it's
like you say.
But
Like,
look, we're going on about 90s cartoons. Fucking hell, I grew up playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City, shagging
Yeah.
prostitutes and shooting them to get your money back. What the fuck? But what the hell?
It's pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up stuff.
Definitely.
Did I say I had a story?
Yes,
you
you
did.
did. Yeah.
I've lost it.
Yeah, you've lost it.
Was it about
whatever it was?
Stevie J?
Yes.
All stories are about
call him.
Stevie J.
Call him Biz Lips.
Oh, here it is. So, there was this thing that was going around for a little while. It was a game, like a Slender Man game, and the idea is that you start the game and you have to collect like 10 pieces of paper that have got clues on or something
in the woods.
Yeah, to finish the game or whatever. And yeah, that's the idea. You're supposed to sit in a dark room with your headphones on, so it's pretty immersive, and basically just run around trying to find this. And every single time you find a piece of paper, the music becomes more ominous, or there's like a going on in the background or whatever. And obviously, it's this, you've got headphones on, so it's completely immersive or whatever. So I showed Steve a video, literally just a video of somebody playing it, and it wasn't too long after I woke up, probably about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. My phone had gone off, and I checked my phone. I got a voicemail and a missed call from Steve. What the fuck? He'd obviously been out into town and had a drink. So he's walking home, as we often did after we'd been out for a drink or whatever, you know, paying for taxis and stuff.
Fuck that.
He's walking home, and he's rang me and he's dropped me a voicemail, and he's going, Dave, he's chasing me. He's right behind. It's Slender Man. He's right behind me, and he's obviously completely off his face type of thing. And he's going to get me down. I've got to run. And then literally he must have dropped his phone down by his side and started running, and all I could hear was the sound of his jacket rustling and his laboured breathing, yeah. as he's running, and then the phone goes dead. The following morning, I was
Panicked.
I was quite worried about him. So
Sanka, you're dead, man.
so I tried to ring him, and there was no answer. So I rang his house phone and stuff, and his mum answered. I was like, "Hi, Leslie." And so is Steve okay? And she was like, "Yeah, as far as I'm aware, darling. Yeah, he's fine." But honestly, I was legitimately shitting it for him because I thought. Because I was laughing.
Fucking Slenderman's got him.
I was laughing and stuff. When he sent me, I was listening to the message, laughing. And then all of a sudden, my brain clicked, and I was like, what if he was actually being chased? Not by Slenderman, but just by somebody.
someone.
I was like, shit, Steve could be dead. But
Imagine if it's just like some dude in a suit and it's just like, do you have time to talk about the Lord Savior Jesus Christ? Please don't run from me. Some Jehovah's Witness chasing him down the street and Stevie J's like, fuck off, Slenderman!
that sounds about right, though.
Them gangly creature.
Gangly arms.
I feel like you're neglecting a Stevie J story about coming home from town when you had the Renault Scenic.
When I had the Scenic. Oh, okay, yeah. So, no. So I'm fairly certain me and Steve had been hanging out. Charlie had been out somewhere. She might, maybe she'd probably correct me on it, but I think potentially she'd been to see Goldie Looking Chain in Birmingham.
Because why not?
Why,
Because
yeah,
why not?
exactly.
So I think we went to pick her up in the car, and then there's me, Charlie, and Steve in the car, and then as we're driving back down towards Steve's house, there's two young ladies, like got chippy in the hands and stuff, and legitimately, as I drive past them, they tried to flag me down as a taxi. Because don't get me wrong, Renault Scenic, great because of all the gear and stuff like that, but I did have it off my mum. So I've got this Renault Scenic and literally started to get him flagged down. So Steve always refers to that as mum car. But yeah, it got flagged down, or tried to get flagged down. I was
Incredible.
Like, yeah.
Steve,
I remember Charlie telling me that like the weekend after, and literally couldn't tell me through tears of
just
laughing
so hard.
of how much Steve lost it in the car.
Yeah.
Steve's just the funniest person. I remember I think we were out in town once and we'd lost him. And it was me, you, Nick, and I want to say Becky as well.
Maybe.
And we'd lost him, so we're like trying to phone him and stuff like that. And something had happened, and he'd either gone off in a mad or he'd decided to run.
Do you want me
off
to
on
tell
a
you what happened?
Go on.
He'd gone to a house party, not naming any names because it's immaterial or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But you've gone to a house party, and the people who was at the house party with you got absolutely demolished. And I think he'd. I'm really sorry, Steve.
Oh, he
I'm
puked.
so sorry.
He
I'm
puked
so
on the
sorry,
front
but-
of his hoodie.
No. We shouldn't say things. But basically, like one of. No, let's not go there. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
No self-censoring at this
something
point.
had happened, and somebody basically said to him, "Come on, Steve, we better get you home." And he was like, "No, fuck that, I want to go into town." So they were like, "Okay, then let's get in the car and let's go to town." So instead of taking him to town, they literally took him back home.
Yes, that was it.
And let him out and tried to walk him up his drive. He obviously realised and was like, no, jumped out the car and just ran off down the road.
Literally just fucking sprinted down the road. But then we were trying to find him, so we're phoning him and he's not answering his phone. Eventually he answers the phone and he's like, "What?" And we're like, "Where are you?" And he's like, I'm not telling you. And all you can hear is him bashing this door. And he's like, "I'm not telling you." And he must have put his phone down and he's like, "Why the fuck is Tom not answering the door?" And we're like, "He's at Tom Morell's house." So we've like drove to Tom's. As we pulled up Tom's road, he's seen the headlights and it's like a kid has been caught in the fridge and he's just gone and he's took off sprinting. So me and Nick have like literally barreled out of this car like fucking people from SWAT. Took him down, like we're on the floor. We've tackled Stevie J, and he's like, "Get off of me! I'm not going with you. I'm not going back
I
home."
swear to God, if you'd have been an onlooker, you'd have thought, I just witnessed a kidnapping.
So we've thrown him in the fucking
bundled
car.
him.
We've literally thrown him in this fucking car. We've eventually give up trying to take him home, so we thought, fuck it, we'll take him to Bonds instead. So he's gone to Bonds. He's thrown up on his fucking hoodie or his t-shirt, so he's turned it inside out and put it back on.
Legendary.
Absolute fucking
This is the
legend.
kind of stuff that's going to get him like dumped by his other
Not a
half.
ch- I fucking love that man, honestly. Some of the best stories. That's why he's got his own damn jingle.
Yeah,
I
most
love it.
of the good fun stories kind of involve him to a certain degree. But
Oh god, yeah, definitely.
yeah. So you mentioned something earlier on as well, Dan, which I thought was quite a cool topic, and it's you said about practice room shenanigans.
Practice room. Everybody's got practice room shenanigans.
Right, so I'm just going to throw technically 3 words, but one of them's a number. So Unit 58.
Unit 58.
Everyone's got a story from that.
I think everybody has a... So for for anybody at all who... I mean, we've got a couple of people who listen, like Steve and like Tom Morell and stuff, who've been there and they know what it's all about at Unit 58.
I think if you were in a band in Tamworth, I'd be surprised if you didn't go to or have known of Unit 58, because there wasn't much around at that time where else to practice.
No.
And I know that Nick, who ran it,
Nick Redford.
yeah, he had constant bookings for that place of like...
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember when we used it a couple of times, and it was like, as you were packing up, there'd be a band loading in to get waiting to load in, and like likewise as you were, you were the band waiting for the other guys to fuck off, and it was nuts. Like it was a crazy time in this tiny. What is when you look at it now, it's a tiny little unit.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, definitely. You'd be at the window looking at the band, tapping your wrist like, "Hurry the fuck up."
That was the cool thing, wasn't it, as well? So I think, was it if you won a competition or something like that? Was it
Palace Battle of the
that
Bands.
was it? We won the Palace Battle of the Bands.
So we got to
go
record.
in and record a couple of songs, or maybe just a song.
We did one song, which was good fun. We'd never really recorded.
Which
before.
song did you do?
We did No Sense, No Feeling, but I don't think it ever really got.
I don't think anybody's even got a copy of it.
No, I don't
at
think
all.
it ever got.
So Tom's gonna like pull it out the bag now and be like, "I have a copy."
Yeah, I'll bet.
But no, everybody. I think you're right. It was either Unit 58 or what was the one with the dodgy fucking elevator?
Oh my god! So that was
The Mill?
originally, yeah, it's called the Mill, but it's called Soundworks.
Soundworks.
So Soundworks was originally owned by, I think it was a guy called Ben, and he was in a band called Uber Weird or something like that. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I do.
I still remember.
Played
them.
the guitar, didn't he?
Yes, I think so, and I still remember them doing a cover of "Survivor" by Destiny's Child at Tamworth Free Fest or something like that.
Incredible.
So crazy time to be practicing there, because it moved from one side of the mill to the other.
Yeah, because they were, as you went into the car park, they were on the right downstairs first, where we
Me, you and
practiced
John.
Editors, architects, and Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
And then they went up to top floor, dodgy fucking elevator. Because we used, talking about practice room shenanigans, we used to race the elevator, didn't we? So Becky wouldn't go in the elevator because she was too scared of it.
Not Unsurprisingly, yeah, it was horrible.
for a justified reason. Nick wouldn't go in it. So correct me if I'm wrong. John would go in it with all the gear. And how many times did we race up the stairs to beat the elevator? Like, I always imagined going up the elevator because it had one of them like metal shuttered doors where you could see the window of the other floor.
Like in an old New York hotel.
I always imagined going past like floor 2 or 3 and a face just being at the glass window, just be like, hello, motherfucker.
Every single time. So you would literally go in there, go up the lift, and then as you would pass the floors, it was just like 5,000 square feet of empty mill.
Yeah.
Like with nothing in there, just like creepy, dusty old room, pitch black old room. And yeah, you are right. You go past, and as you go down each of the levels, and there was like a tiny little window that you could see through into. Every single time I thought, that's it. Fucking Jeepers Creepers. So it's going to just jump out at me, scare the living daylights out of me. But yeah, that moved up to there.
There were 2 or 3 rooms in there, didn't they?
Yeah, so there are 2 or 3 rooms. But we used to practice up there with people like above Ruin.
Is that Mulvey and Jenk?
Yeah, Mulvey, Jenk. Dave Stewart was... he played with them, then he wasn't there for a while, and then he came back and started playing with them again. Matt Norris.
Yeah, because they had the vocalist with the long back. He looked like Matt Heafy from Trivium. I can't remember.
I think his name was Matt.
Oh, there you go. Probably that. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy band at the time because there was like those guys and Risen Fear.
Yeah.
That were doing like proper like metal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like ridiculous. But we practiced up there with them. And I remember when Ben still ran Soundworks, and we'd done our first show, me, you, Gaz, and Becky, at the Palace for the for Becky's the TK Maxx thing.
Maxx Comic Relief Show.
So we did that TK Maxx Comic Relief Show, and then Ben, who ran Soundworks, poked his head through the door and was like, "You guys looking for a gig?" And we were like, "Yeah, we'll play a gig." And he was like, "Okay, cool, come and see me after." And that's when we ended up playing that little bar O'Keefe's, which is next to where... I think it's changed names a couple of times now, but it's on the high street next to the old Woolworths.
Which is... Stay out of the Woolworths!
Which is B&M Bargains or whatever now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was literally right next door to that tiny little hole in the wall, and we played in there.
Didn't we do a cover of Numb?
We did a cover of Numb.
Because that was when Becky was on the keys, weren't she?
Yeah, she came out from behind the piano for a couple of gigs after that and stuff. But yeah, definitely. From a shenanigan perspective, though, I think everything shenanigan-wise happens at Unit 58.
Oh, 100%, definitely. We were quite logical with our practices, though, weren't we? Because we'd book the extra hour for setting up and taking down time, because we'd find, like, you book 2 hours, but actually you only get to practice, like, 45 minutes because it takes you so long to set up. Because, I mean, how many times did we set up and we'd just start jamming Kill Switch or Bullet for My Valentine, and John would just look at us and be like, shut the fuck
to be fair, I was exactly like John with Elf, like like how Johnny would have been with you guys. Like, to me, when we go into a practice or when we went in to do a practice, it was we were going in to do a practice to do a set for a tour or a show, or like that's what we're there to do. We're there to get it together, to sort shit out.
Having said that, if you, me, and Neil were in a room together and I just started playing ding 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 ding, you would be like, or we'd just play the whole song, and then the rest of the band would be there going, "Oh God, they're at it again."
Yeah, to be fair,
actually, Phil would get involved.
There's trigger songs, but yeah, I like I say, practices for me. I don't remember too much like shenanigans, so to speak, because it was like, I think, especially with Elf, because I had a set, like we're going in to do this. Like, we're setting all the lights up because we're going to do a full run through of everything. It needs to be like... I had an idea of how everything needed to be. I think with you guys, I've had more of like me and you shouting fucking Simpsons quotes at each other like midway through.
God, yeah, definitely. We the one that always sticks with me, just because it was the name of our WhatsApp group for so long, was Unit 58 Snowball Fight.
God.
I'll never forget. We went into Unit 58 fine, like... It was cold. We came out of Unit 58 and it was just
Winter
plastered
Wonderland
in snow. And Becky's like, I can't fucking drive in this. And John's like, I'm a fucking Colin McRae this shit and get my KA spinning and shit like that. So we decided to have a snowball fight in the snow. Mainly me, Dave and Nick, just as we were. And I think, was it Nick that fell over or you?
It was
first?
me, bro.
So Dave picks this snowball up and I think John was driving away or something.
Rather irresponsibly, John was coming out of Unit 58 car park, and I went to throw a snowball at John's car, slipped flat on my ass.
Like flat, like, and you know when you find something funny and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe Dave fell over. Dave, you fell over like this, and you go,
no. What it was is Becky was inside grabbing something or talking to Nick, paying Nick maybe.
Yeah.
And then as she came back outside, you were like, Beck, Dave just did this and he did it, and you went to copy me and slipped flat on your ass.
Same thing. Like Dave went arse over tit, fucking feet in the air.
Soaking wet.
I've then gone to copy and gone right over as well. So you got both of us just lying in the snow, fucking cold, wet, horrible. But those were the best times. I remember when, like, I'd left after hours, and I can't remember. Was it me, you, Phil,
and Chris
and Nick? Did we have Phil Eastope, or did I start?
No, we had
Andy Smart.
Andy.
Yeah. But
no
so,
way you got Andy.
Yeah. Me, Tom, Chris,
Why
Nick.
did that not take off? That
Andy
would have been
Smart.
sick.
To be fair, we didn't really do anything. We just sort of spoke about what we liked, and we like, and it was. And then I remember like, oh Andy, yeah, there's this little riff that I've got, but I don't really want to do anything with it. And then I remember him sharing with like a little clip with us of like he took that riff and he created this crazy pop punk song out of it in like 2 days. And I was like, what the fuck? Like Andy was crazy at like putting all that stuff together before anybody else was. What was his band called now? Because that's going to bug me. He had a thing, a project, didn't he? And it was a pop punk thing.
Rigby's cousin was in that band, Matt.
Yeah. He was.
Oh, that's going to bug me because
we'll find out.
I used to go onto their MySpace and listen to the songs.
Wait a minute.
Oh no, what are you playing now?
Oh my god, he's going to do a dial-in right now.
I'm going to do a dial-in. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Calling the wife.
Okay. She isn't going to answer.
Hello,
you are live on the Prom Night Rejects podcast here, and we have a question for you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. What was the band that Andy Smart was in?
Your favourite weapon.
Was it Your Favourite Weapon? There we go. That's it. Your Favourite Weapon. Thank you. I knew you'd know that.
Doesn't sound right, Keno. Doesn't sound right.
The one with hoods.
Yeah, and Matt Hitches.
Yeah, Your Favourite Weapon.
Your Favourite Weapon.
Well, there you go then.
And I know this because Laura's ex was in that band. Bye!
As if you've just hung up on her as well.
You heard that beep. That is it.
Yeah, Your
Next
Favourite
time
Weapon.
we're
And
together,
they were actually... They were,
I like how he's picked up his phone now. Text, sorry, I didn't mean to put the phone down. I love you.
Yeah, I love you so much. I love you so much.
I'm like, make me a sandwich.
Divorce is too expensive. Don't do it.
Yeah.
So you know what I think we should do for this one? I think if we can, I think we should try and track down, like, as bad as the recordings may be.
I remember them being quite good.
No,
but then maybe that's...
I mean, like, I'm not just for thinking. I would like to get in touch with a couple of people. I'm going to try and get in touch with some people from some of these bands that I've mentioned. So we still see Steve Brown every now and then, and I still speak to him quite often anyway. So I'm thinking maybe I could get hold of, if I can get the blessing of the other guys in Risen Fear, I might be able to get a Risen Fear track that we could put on the Facebook or on something like that. Maybe, guys, you know more about it than I do.
I'd love to give it a go, definitely.
Grab a Risen Fear song, grab an Above Ruin song, grab a song by... Who else have we mentioned this evening? Your Favourite Weapon.
Yeah, Your Favourite Weapon, which, by the way, Laura's just said, I will punch you all simultaneously if my voice appears on this podcast. We're not cutting that out. It's staying in.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah. No, definitely 100%. I mean, what was... We've mentioned Phil Eastope in podcast 6, and I mentioned him there because I think after that I started a band with Phil, and I can't remember who was in that band, but I'll always remember the Unit 58 car park, and we're loading all the gear, and this will crack you up, Tom. We're loading all the gear into Phil's Punto, yeah. And he puts this cab in the back, and he goes to shut it, and it won't shut. And he's like, "Oh, I think the cab's in the way, but we couldn't get him all back."
I can figure this out already.
Yeah. I distinctly, and I'll have this fucking argument with him. I went, if you just slam it down, it might push it out of the way. But be careful. He fucking slams it down, and the corner of the cab was on the back window. And this back window, it was like fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin has walked out onto the car park, honestly. And I always remember Becky was there picking up her husband's Steve, and I just, as comedic as possible, I didn't say anything. Phil's deaf staring at me like it was my fucking fault. I just remember looking at him, turning to Beck and just going, "Get a lift home then, yeah?" And she must have felt something for me because she just went, "Get in the car." So I'm there, like chucking glass off my drum stuff, getting it out of Phil's boot. He's sitting on a curb with his head in his hands, going, "My dad's gonna kill me." I've just loaded it into Becky's car and just been like, "Same time next week, fellas." Just gone. I was fucking gone. Like, oh yeah.
Phil was in some really good bands, though. To be fair,
Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem, and then
That's the name of them.
with Gaz.
Yeah.
That was, and was it Matt Mulholland as well?
Yes.
What was
Bad
can
Giraffe,
anyone
Bad Giraffe, yeah, yeah.
remember the name of that song they did a video for?
Oh no,
It'll still be on
in.
YouTube.
He was in another band after that, called Chasing Skylines, and that was with Chris Porter, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was Gaz. No, it wasn't Gaz. Was
I don't think Gaz was in
it
that one,
Lewis,
no.
the left-handed guitar player, wasn't it as well? I remember that because he
yeah,
played
yeah,
that Crazy
yeah.
Ibanez, and he was a ridiculous guitar player.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I remember playing with those guys at maybe at an Academy 3 or something like that. The upstairs Academy,
maybe.
Bar Academy, maybe.
Yeah, I remember going to see them play in Polesworth, I think, at a place called The Boot, which had got this like tiny little room upstairs above it.
Cool.
And didn't Phil jump in a lake as well when he was part of one of those bands?
I found their music video.
Oh, there you go. Then probably Cliff Lakes.
Yeah, it's probably Cliff Lakes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, here we go.
What's this?
Chasing Skylines when love and hate collide.
Collide. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a
I'm sure I've still got the EP from this.
he was a good drummer. Chris was.
Yeah, Chris is crazy good.
Yeah. Yeah, just straight. Oh yeah, love it. I love it.
You keep mentioning Phil, and then you cut it off before he even starts singing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to hear that. I'm joking. I'm going to listen to that later. Because another band that you were in, and you mentioned Gaz earlier, Goodnight Satellite.
That's a different Gaz.
Yeah, but you mentioned Gaz way earlier.
I didn't.
You did. You mentioned him about when you, Gaz, Dan, and Becky.
Comic
Oh,
Relief.
Shit.
Kid.
Yeah. Okay. So
Get with the fucking program.
So Goodnight Satellite's one of those things, and it ended far sooner than what it should have done. But I remember basically Gaz having a couple of songs, and this one's on YouTube as well. Actually, like not with like a lyric video, but with some kind of weird emo-y pictures in the background and stuff. But it's a song called "I Won't Be There."
Good song as well.
Well, Gaz wrote the entire thing. I can take absolutely zero credit for it. He wrote the entire thing. He showed me what to play, really, and I think the only thing I contributed was maybe a higher harmony in the choruses, which I'm
going to say makes the track, if I'm honest.
Well, it's certainly not the same chorus if you take those out, but it's there. The lead part in the choruses, and then maybe like the big sort of tremolo picky bit at the end as well, with a ton of delay on and things like that. But we went to this guy's house in Coventry, a kid called Fred, and we went to his house in Coventry, and we basically recorded it. It was just me and Gaz, a couple of guitars, and my like 50-watt JVM head or something like that. So we just went in and did this recording. The guy was there, played all the drums on it. Gaz knew what he wanted, so he just told him, and this guy just played all the drums and recorded all the drums, and we did the whole thing in a day. And then he gave us a pretty rough mix of it, sort of thing. But then we took that away with us, and we only ever did one show, and that was a venue in Cannock. And it's a band that ended way too soon because we had another drummer. Things weren't working out, so Dan, you jumped in and started playing for us. And we mustered in like a couple of practices and stuff, but that ended way too fast. Because that was really good. There were some cool songs there. I was just starting to getting into doing recording and
starting to feel it a little bit as well, like where you sat in that band, like songwriting wise.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Me and Gaz were getting
sort of
together
like
and doing a lot of stuff.
Fight Star meets Alter Bridge.
I guess if you want to pick straws and stuff, and Gaz's voice was.
Charlie
and
Simpson.
He's very, very Charlie, but he's never ever made any illusion about it that he's massively influenced by Fight Star and stuff. And he brought me on board with a lot of Fight Star stuff because I know Stevie J was into Fight Star and stuff a long time before. But I think Steve was into stuff like songs like Death Car and things like that. Like I was never
Palindromics Laughter,
I was
heavy.
I was never into that kind of stuff back then. And then Gaz showed me a few more bits and pieces, and then when like Be Human came out
Oh yeah.
with like the English Way and stuff on it, and just ridiculous stuff. But yeah, definitely Good Night Satellite was one of those ones, and Steve Brown played in Good Night Satellite as well before
Yes,
me
he
with,
did,
with Cal Stonehouse
Yep.
and Gaz. They did a recording actually at Unit 58 coming back around.
Amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good band, and there's some great songs there, and I've still got quite a few bits and pieces on my computer actually. Like some videos and some photos that Charlie came to Soundworks and took photos of us. Do you know, I've got this hilarious purple jumper on. I don't know why I'm wearing it, but I did. It was a choice.
Mid 2000s cardigans were all the
I
rage.
swear to God, terrible.
Dave was a
terrible.
waistcoat man.
Yeah.
Yeah, only during gigs.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
100%.
then, maybe when we post this one up on Facebook, maybe we could do links in the description or links in the comments or something to some links for some other people's songs and stuff as well if they wanted to.
Yeah. I mean,
just as an aside, like an honourable mentions kind of.
yeah, I think this podcast as well sits quite nicely with the structured ones because it's sort of a light relief.
Yeah, I'd say so. I love chatting about shit like this.
Yeah.
It's good fun, and I think this is testament to exactly why we started doing these podcasts in the first place, because we can literally sit in a room, the three of us, and just talk rubbish.
Yeah,
and we have been doing so for the past 7 weeks.
Yep.
But we can still do it.
Definitely.
mean, like, just a quick search before we round it off. Just a quick search for Tamwurff Battle of the Bands on YouTube, right? And you've got Chemical from Battle of the Bands 2012. You've got Cock doing the final countdown.
Oh, is Charlie in that video?
Was she on stage doing?
I don't know which song she danced for, but she was definitely.
Well,
my wife danced for Cock once. True story.
There's a thing.
Yep. Yeah, but you've got that like from like 2009. The Switch in 2010, which I was playing the drums for. By the looks of it, I covered for them. Tamwurff Battle of the Bands.
You were good at that.
I like to, try and think I'm a pretty good drummer. But yeah, just Tamwurff Battle of the Bands on there, just amazing.
Put some links.
The fucking violin band we were talking about, Driven Like the Snow.
In like podcast
No,
one.
that's not them.
They've got a
That's not
fucking
them.
violin.
Yeah, but that wasn't
That
the band
wasn't
that we were
the
talking
band that we
about.
were referring to.
No.
But yeah,
We were
Driven Like the Snow are on there as well. Like so many. Like Chemical are on there a lot. Like they must have done a lot of recordings for their ones.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So this has turned into a little bit of a nostalgia trip, a bit of a ransom rave about practice rooms and Unit 58. And there is Stevie J on Dan's screen.
Death Do Us Part, Embrace the Plague at Tamworth Palace.
Man, it looks like it looks like a Black Sabbath. Like it looks like it was recorded on like a Sony Ericsson. Fucking, it looks like it's from the 80s, but it's Steve with no shirt on.
Oh man,
That is the show where Stevie J stood on the stage with no shirt on and told everybody, bearing in mind, Steve's quite not a fitness fanatic now, but he's a fit guy, and he stood on that stage and he patted his belly and he said, "Real men don't go to the gym. Real men drink beer and have bellies." And that is no word of it. You watch that video, and that is almost. I'm paraphrasing, but it's not verbatim.
I love his jiggly little tits in that video.
And on that note,
Dave,
we'll feature a load of songs on the end of this one.
Dave needs to send us out.
He does. Dave, who are you impersonating on the way out today?
I've got absolutely no idea. Has anybody got a suggestion?
Well, we had Kermit before, didn't we? We've had
Herbert
we've had
Pervert.
Herbert the Pervert. We've had Donald Trump. We've had a Scouser.
Right, Peter Griffin. You do
I
Peter
can't,
Griffin.
no, I can't really do Peter Griffin.
Stewie. That's a good one.
I'm thinking about it.
Got him.
But no, because it's never ever going to come out as good as it. No, I can't. I'm not going to do that one. I'm not going to do it because it's going to suck, and I'm not ever going to do that to Seth MacFarlane. So maybe just I don't know.
Give us a Dave outro.
A Dave outro. Well,
us-
that's just
give it-
boring. You've just listened to me talk for. Tom's going to have to cut this. He'll cut it. He'll cut.
I definitely won't. I'm
Please
the
cut.
laziest
Please
editor.
cut. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to our podcast this evening. I'm going to go and have a great big drink of whiskey. Peaky Blinders, and Ozzy Osbourne. He was from Brummie, wasn't he? And,
I love how more and more awkward they get.
I love as well. The default is to go, Peaky Blinders, mate. I don't know.
I love the fact that like people can't see it because it's a podcast, but he's looking at me and you as if to say,
no. I'm looking at the pair of them like a lost child or something like that. But it's been an honour and a privilege. Thanks very much, Tar very much like. I call speak proper.
Catch you on the next one.
Bye-bye.